So today I want to talk about inventory. So a lot of pundits out there and real estate agents are talking about inventory, and they keep saying it's very low, so therefore home prices can fall. My problem with that argument is that's just data. That's not information. Uh, Inventory does not tell you much. Uh, it's good to know, but it's not put into context. It's not organized. It's not interpreted. It's not formulated into something that's usable. Um, so basically, it's not information. It's just a fact. It doesn't tell you much. It doesn't tell you how's that inventory moving. What's the demand for that inventory? Is that inventory selling? So something I like to use is months of supply, and we have two of those. The first one is new construction months of supply. So if we look back at the data for this year, so the beginning of the year we were around three months of supply for new construction. Now we're at 8.3. So basically more than doubled. For existing homes, back in January 2022, we were at 1.6. The latest data from August, we're at 3.2. So again, doubling of months of supply. So what is months of supply? Basically, it's the number of months it would take the current inventory based on the last 12 months of sales records to sell at the pace that they had in the last 12 months to be completely used up and sold. So basically what you do is you take the average monthly sales for the last 12 months and you divide that by the current active inventories. So basically if you have 3 months of inventory, that means hey, it'll take 3 months to basically get rid of all its inventory at current sales pace. And the sales pace is the last 12 months. And that's very important because the last 12 months, you're taking sales when interest rates were back in October 2021 at interest rates were at 3.2%. Now we're at above 7. And the rate of sales has fallen dramatically. So that's what we're starting to see now, having months of supply increasing. But more and more, if we use the latest months of sales averages, we're like 5 months of supply, and we will start seeing the latest sales pace impacting months of supply in the next like 4, 5, 6 months as we start looking at sales based on 7% or 6.5% versus threes. So right now we're kind of averaging out the 2, the 3.5, all the way up to like 6.5. But in coming months we're going to be looking more like 5 to 7%, and then we'll start looking at 6 to like 8% once the Fed gets us even higher with the Fed fund rate going up, the 10-year going up even higher, and mortgage-backed securities prices falling and increasing the rate on mortgages. But yeah, so we have higher and higher months of supply. So things are not selling as fast, much slower, twice as slow as before. And then we're going to get to 5, and then we're going to get to 6 months of supply for existing home, and then we're probably going to get back to 10 months to 12 months of months of supply for new construction. But let's put it into context. Compared to GFC, the 2007 all the way up to 2012, how does it compare? So in 2009, for new construction, we had about 12.2 months. That was the height of it. And we started off from December 2006, we were at 6 months. Uh, and when we were at 6.5 months, we didn't see a whole lot of selling price, fall at that time. We only saw it once we started hitting the 8 months and 9 months. That's when we start seeing 10%, 15%, 20% price reductions. So we are higher than '06, but still lower than '09. But because of the interest rates going up and the demand falling and the months of supply is going to be increasing, we will see the higher number for months of supply and the lower prices. And then for existing home, we were around the 4 months of supply pre '06. Uh, and then '06 we started going in at 4.5. Then by 2009 we hit 10 months of existing supply. Um, so we're like 3.2, so we're like lower than '06, but we just doubled, and we could see that number double again within the next 6 months, even probably maybe last 3 months, as we started looking at the impact of interest rates at above 5% in probably four months. So yeah, inventory by itself does not tell you much. Months of supply tell you a better, gives you a much better picture of what's going on and the interaction uh, of rates of the economy on demand uh, versus the active inventory. So we can expect months of supply to increase, and that's going to keep on putting pressure on prices to fall. So I really do not agree with talking about inventory. I think we need to talk more about months of supply because that's a better indicator. And historically, months of supply for new construction has been a very, very good indicator of future performance of the housing market. Every time we had over 7 months or 8 months of months of supply, we had a fall of prices. Um, 19, early 1990s, uh, and then again in 2006, 2007, even 1949 when we had another small crash. And the funny thing is, it was because of inflation. In 1949, we had home prices fall and home inventory that went up. So it is important that we look at information versus data, and the information right now with months of supply, both for new construction and existing, is actually rising and rising quite fast. And once we start doing the calculation using the higher interest rates and the impact of sales at that point, uh, then it will automatically go up. So hang on to your hats. It's going to be a very bumpy ride in the housing market, and we can expect more price decreases.